Good morning and welcome to ARL-Tv for this round 4 of the V8 SuperCar series at Phillip Island. I'm Alex Simpson. I'll be joined shortly with my usual co-commentator Andrew Woodhouse. Just had a bit of a late night I think he has there. But yeah, he'll be along for the start of the race. We've got about 9 minutes left of qualifying at this point. And I'll give you the provisional stand-ins at the moment, but really just wanted to give a shout out to a new sponsor for the series as well, Pagnian Imports. So they've graciously sponsored the series, and we hope that we're going to bring some prizes to the guys for the next couple of seasons, if all goes as planned. So, but while we're here as well, we'll also thank GuyRacing.com for being able to supply the service for us to put this on. ARL-Tv and everybody over at ARL as well for managing and putting this league on and organising. It's not easy and it's very much appreciated for those guys. So Tom Jones and Mark Noble, the chaps that organised that, as well as Tim Folks, newest member to the team. So thanks to those lads. But yeah, so Phillip Island, round 4. Tricky track, obviously heavy braking zones. This is like a not usual race where we're going to go for sort of a sprint race with slightly more endurance, so I'm expecting maybe a 2-stopper today for everybody. Might just be a 1-stop for those that really fuel save, but I know as a series we've been trying to avoid that very much, so hopefully we've forced everybody into a 2-stopper if all goes as planned. Just having a quick look at the table as it stands at the moment. Simon Black sitting on top at the moment. 21-point lead actually from Richard Stamenkovic. Marty Atkins in 3rd, so Simon's teammate. So those lads doing extremely well. Chris Luckey moved himself up to 4th place after an extremely good result last round at Virginia as well. So it's 2 rounds back to back. And actually, just as I go through the current stand-ins, my colleague has joined us in the commentary booth. Welcome, Mr. Woody.
Good morning. Hello, Alex. You alright?
Yeah, very good. Well, very good, mate. So, and are you feeling all right today?
Yes.
Yeah, the hiccups are gone.
Yes.
For those of you that might be tuning in that don't know, we run a Star Master series on Friday night as well, and bless our commentator here, he got the hiccups bad. He had them for about 3 hours. He couldn't talk because every 5 seconds he was hiccuping. So we named and shamed and had a good laugh at you last night, trust me.
It wasn't the finest hour was yesterday anyway, but you know, we're here today, and with any luck, cross fingers, it's not going to happen again. So round 4 then, Alex, is it?
It is round
Phillip
4,
Island.
yeah, Phillip Island. I mean, we've both driven on the track, I think, so
yeah.
Perhaps in the F1 car. I don't think we've ever given it a jaunt out in the V8, so...
I think I did the first time I tried the V8, and I just found I was a bit shocked at how bad the car was with the default setup on it. But Phillip Island is the home track for these cars and for this series. We'll be looking to see some great racing here today, I'm sure we will.
Yeah, I mean, I was just quickly running through the table. I'm just going to bring that back up for a short second, actually. We've got quite a... Well, I think we expected quite a close championship battle, and there's a few guys, obviously, that have had a bit of a shocker here and there, and some people missed rounds, so... it's still pretty tight up the top, obviously, the way the points work out. It could still be anyone's championship at this point.
Indeed, it all makes for a closer season when people have non-finishes or mistakes, things like that. And so far we've seen that a couple of times, especially at Road America, which was an interesting round to say the least. But we've had a couple of good rounds since then. Last week's race at Virginia was a cracker, and hopefully this week will it can match it, Alex.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was just somebody just poked me a message. Always distracting when you're trying to commentate.
I think we're anticipating a fantastic week of motor racing. Really, we've got the F1 title decider tomorrow night as well, which we're all very excited about, I'm sure. Then we've got got this round to look forward to. How did the GP260 race go last night?
Yeah, it was a good race. It was really tight. Basically, a second covered the first 20 cars on the grid. So it was extremely tight. I have to say there wasn't too much overs taken. It was all done really on strategy, pit stops, things like that. And unfortunately, we had a little incident that involved the leader with a back marker, so that really affected how the race went. But no, it was a fantastic race and definitely one to watch back.
Yeah, definitely. I will try to do that. Apologies for the continued small talk because I haven't loaded into the session yet. But yeah, I suppose with this track in this car, it's a little bit probably less challenging than it is in the F1 car in terms of the bumps. Possibly this car deals with those a little bit better. And I suppose if you've got a good setup, those off-camber corners, which are so tricky in the single-seaters, will be slightly less problematic, I think.
Yeah, I'd say so as well. I mean, it is quite a bumpy track, especially on the exit of the last turn. It tends to want to throw you off, like you say, in the single-seaters pretty quickly. So hopefully these cars will be able to take it a bit, but those corners that will be more tricky, obviously you've got the downhill hairpin as well, getting your braking point mustered for that. For this car is going to be way more difficult, and you get it wrong just a little bit, you're going to sail into the grass and the gravel on the exits. So
I think in general, main braking is a lot harder in this car, and it does. You know, they're the times when you've got to concentrate properly and make sure you keep the car on the track. It looks like we've got a nice field today.
Yeah, nice little turnout. It's great to see actually that this championship's going really from strength to strength. We've got some good solid members now, and hopefully we can carry on for the rest of the season. Sorry, and I'm being poked again.
I don't want to know what you do in your own time's your own business, but Marlon McMullen's at the moment on pole position. We're just a couple of minutes left in qualifying, and it's good to see him back after Road America. There was a bit of a shocking turn of events there for him, but
Watkins then, but we knew what you meant.
Sorry, yeah, that one. Apologies. Simon Black second, Marty Atkins third, Chris Luckey fourth, and then Dylan Carroll in fifth. So we've got a good turnout today. We've got some good drivers, as usual.
Yeah, Trevor Johnson, obviously round one winner in sixth place as well.
Looks like the field's all pretty close.
Yeah, I'm just having a look. 6 tenths covers the top 10 at the minute. 7 tenths, sorry.
Yeah, only 4 seconds covers the entire grid as well, and some of those guys at the back, I think, haven't set clean laps. So yeah, we're looking for a good one here.
We've just got about a minute and 15 left of qualifying. I'll bring up the grid in a moment and we'll quickly run through it when we get to it, because we know how the overlay likes to jump around a little bit. So we'll try and get that in before the session finishes.
What do you think, Alex, is going to be the key to victories today? Do you think it'll be strategy, or do you think overtaking can be achieved on the track?
Well, it is a longer race than usual as well, so we are expecting 2 pit stops. I think strategy is going to come into it. Obviously, those guys are going to need to preserve their tyre. Track position is going to be key, and just try and hold on to it through the pit stop phase. I'm not sure there's going to be that much overtaking, and if they are, it's going to be ever so risky going into some of these hairpins and things like that. So I hope that the drivers give each other a wide berth, and if a move's been put on, they either defend it nice and early or let them have it, sort of thing, so they can survive another day, so to speak.
I think consistency is going to win out as well in this hour and 20-minute long 40-lap race, because you don't want to go throwing the car into the stadium on lap 1 or 2, and you want to be consistent all the way through the race. And qualifying time has elapsed, so the laps that these guys are on will be the final ones. Quickly
bring up the provisional grid then. Dylan Carroll's currently sitting pole position, Marlon McCullen in second, Simon Black in third, Marty Atkins fourth, Chris Luckey in fifth, Trevor Johnson sixth, Justin, I can never pronounce his surname, go on Woody.
Di Giandomenico.
Thank you. Nick Rainbird in 8th, Thomas Kumper in 9th, Matty Burnett in 10th, Tim Folks in 11th, Marco Esposito? There we go. In 12th, F1 Mark that is.
Yes.
Chris Stone in 13th, David Oliver in 14th, Brett Spicer 15th, Richard Stamenkovic in 16th, Dean Prescott in 17th, Christopher Brooks in 18th, Damien McConkey in 19th, and Isaac De Figueiredo in 20th. 21st is Mike Noble, Paul Miguel in 22nd, Romer Alcala 23rd, and Cedric takes up the last spot on the grid in 24th. It is quite a grid today.
It is. And, you know, like I said, most of the drivers are quite close together. 2 seconds covers the top 18, which is pretty good. Should be on to a good race there.
Looks like Cedric just finishing off his lap here as well, so we'll see if he's going to get any improvement in and off the back of the grid.
And he does.
Yep, 23rd.
So, you know, every place is important with this point scoring. Have we got the more valuable point system for this race then, because it's longer, or are we running the same points?
No, it's just the same points as normal. It's something we might have to look at for future seasons actually, but yeah, no, just the standard 100.
There was talk of adopting the real system of having having more points for longer races, wasn't there?
Yeah, I think it's something we are gonna look to do in the future. There's no reason why we can't do. It's just a bit of a manual adjustment, so a little bit more work for the admins to do. I'm sure they won't mind.
No, this race is going to be attritional. I think we're going to see some people not being able to last the distance, but it should be.
Just as the drivers make their way to the grid, 24 cars. It's going to be interesting into this first corner.
Indeed. And the first corner is quite fast, so in theory it should.
You lost it there, didn't you?
No, sorry, I was just listening to what Tim was saying on the on the team radio. Sorry.
I always have it muted, so I never really know what's being said there. I'm sure I must miss out just a little bit.
He was just informing the rest of them that there is an admin in the session, so any reckless driving will result in a black flag, which is damn right. So, 40 laps. It's going to be a long one, Alex, but I think it's going to be a good one here at Phillip Island.
Yeah, just waiting for the final cars to take to the grid. Obviously, we get a 2-minute wait, just for those that want to long it out. As the lights come on, see the red followed by the green.
Green, green, green!
And we're away here at Phillip Island. 25 cars charging now to the first corner. Oh, it's Stamenkovic. Stamenkovic is off into the gravel, Alex. Already.
Doesn't seem to get much luck. That's a couple of starts in probably 3 races now that he's been involved in some sort of incident in turn 1. He's going to have to fight his way back through the pack. It's a long old race. I'm sure he can do it, and we'll keep an eye on his progress throughout.
Yep, Dylan Carroll leads down to the on the hairpin for the first time. And he's followed by Simon Black.
We've got another car off in the background as well.
It's Nick Rainbird, I think.
Obviously Rainbird had such a fantastic race as well, but just run out of fuel in the last lap last week.
Chris Brooks was going a bit wide as well at the hairpin. Dylan Carroll starting off very well here.
Yeah, Marlon McCullum in third place at the moment. He'll want to push his way further forward. For the most part, it seems like everybody's got through. We'll have a look, see what the admins say, if anything's going later on. But
yeah, looks like a pretty clean first lap, to be honest, from here. It's been a good start for Carroll, that's for sure. McMullen has fallen behind Simon Black, so good start for Black there. Got a very good start last week, didn't he? But it ended up to be his downfall almost.
yeah, absolutely. Off the track, and you know, he fought his way back as well. Picked up a. Did he get a podium last week? I thought fourth place, something like that.
Fifth,
yeah, it was fantastic drive back.
Looks like everybody's behaving themselves into the hairpin on lap 2. It's always good to see. Yeah, that's excellent. Everybody's through. Nice and clean. Stamenkovic, he should catch the pack quite quickly, Alex. He only lost... Well, he lost 20 seconds on the leader, but he only lost about... It's only 5 seconds off the back of the pack, so... He should get there in a couple of laps, but he's already passed Chris Brooks, who had a spin.
Just been told it's been a black flag issued to Tim Foltz.
Oh dear. And I think that must have been for contact with Rainbird, I reckon. I think I heard him apologise on the team radio, so yeah, black flag issue there for Falters. He's also coming under a bit of pressure from Esposito as well. Good to see Marco adapting to this car very well. Bit of a split in the pack now. Matt Burnett's dropped off the back of Dean Prescott by about 5 seconds, so something must have gone on there. And everybody behind him, Alcala, Noble, Finsack, Rainbird, all in the line. Be fun to watch Rainbird coming through the field actually, and Stamenkovic.
Yeah, I think they're both gonna do that. Trevor Johnson just here.
And Rainbird trying to put a move on Cedric Finsack, the Frenchman. Oh, and there's a car off the track at the hairpin. And I'm not sure who that was. I think it was Romer Alcala. Possibly. Because he was 16th and now he's in 21st position. Richard Stamenkovic is having a little look at him. As we go over the top of the hill, down towards MG. Stamenkovic, is he going to look up the inside into MG? He does have a look. Alcala goes around the outside. Covers the line. Stamenkovic on the power a bit earlier. Roman's got the inside still. Stamenkovic is through, so up to 21st place, Stamenkovic there.
Yeah, sorry about that, just disappeared for a second there.
It's alright, as Nick Rainbird puts a move on Cedric Finsack. So Rainbird up into 15th place. It's quite tight at the front, isn't it?
Yeah, I was about to say, just looking at this battle here, Marlon McCullum, Marty Atkins, I think, is that Simon Black behind him as well?
It's, yeah, well, it was Carroll, then Black, then McMullen, so... Yeah, now it's Johnson's up into 3rd place, so he's got ahead of McMullen. McMullen's in 4th. You know, Marty Atkins in 5th. Chris Luckey is 6th. And there's a small gap, not a big gap, to Tommy Cumper and Justin. Chris Stone sort of on his own in 9th, Dave Oliver 10th.
Just as the pack comes screaming through here, it's got some fantastic camera shots here at Phillip Island. So I've got a nice little static cam for everyone to enjoy, just to see what sort of speed these guys really are doing. So sometimes it looks a little bit slow when you look at it, but when you look at it from this angle, they absolutely fly
Really
around here.
The noise of these V8 supercars as well. It's fantastic. I'm up in the blimp actually, it's very good from up here. As the leader goes a bit wide in turn 2.
Actually, we'll come and join you up there just for a short sec. I'm not quite sure what it is about Phillip Island, but I always seem to have tiny little graphical glitches with the blimp even. So just stick with it just for a second, see if it's cleared up in the recent update. I hope it has. But I always seem to miss half the track out for some unknown reason.
Yeah, but I think that's happening to me as well. I think it's because it's so far away, to be honest. I think it's too far on the draw distance or something, maybe. But you can see these cars just look like little dots on the track now from up here.
Yeah,
in the blimp.
I've got exactly that as well, so I just switched back to the normal camera. So Marty Atkins got Chris Luckey behind him. It's such a tight field, actually. I mean, I think any one of these drivers, you know, can win this race from this point as well. Plus, I mean, I think we will see all of these guys in the front sort of 5, 6, 7 cars here are going to win a race this season.
Oh yeah, I think definitely. You know, the series has been so competitive.
Just on board with Marty Atkins at the minute. Sorry about that.
Sorry. Yeah, let's go and find Marty then.
Yeah, he's got Chris.
P5.
Yeah, he's got Chris right behind him as well, while he's trying to put as much pressure on Marlon as possible.
Marlon just getting a bit sideways there.
Yeah, Marlon took a whole load of gravel through turn 1 as well. Car looked a little bit unstable, but didn't really cost him any time.
It looks like he's bouncing around a little bit. I don't know whether he's got a stiff suspension setting or something, but
And it looks like we've got a move just going on ahead of us as well, I think, for second place.
And it looks like Johnson's up into second ahead of Simon Black. And this group's only 2 seconds behind Dylan Carroll, so it's not a foregone conclusion for Carroll at this point. He's got some seriously fast guys chasing him though. The top 7 or 8 guys are lightning quick.
Yeah, you don't want to burn your tyres out or anything like that at this point.
No.
And that might well be what he's done. He's gone out really quick, tried to build that lead. But as I was saying earlier on, track position is everything here. So, well, we have seen a few overtakes already, so certainly be done.
Oh yeah, there's definitely braking areas that you know you can get past, and if you get a good run out of the last corner, you can also get past there. Just an update. Oh, as Esposito's in the gravel, oh, and into the wall. So that's him out of 13th place. And he might be out of the race depending on how hard he hit that wall. Answer to that was very. Well, it looks okay actually. Carrying on fairly well.
Just going to have a look, see if we can bring that up actually.
I think he's going to have to pit though. And he has. So into the pits he comes, and you know what, this might work in his favour in terms of getting his strategy. He might be able to make a few positions with the new tyres, especially because we were anticipating 2 pit stops here.
Yeah, I mean, our guys are obviously still limited to 90% fuel as well, so it's going to be tricky for them.
Do you think we could do it on 1 stop?
No, yeah, just watching the replay there back as he going off the track. Just looks like he got his braking or he's turning wrong and just caught the grass, and once you catch the grass it's just a one-way ticket really.
Well, he's back out anyway, he's taking his fast toe. He's at the end of the pit lane now when he rejoins. Should actually rejoin just ahead of Alcala, so Alcala must have been in the pits as well. For some reason, the American for Lenovo.
Just saw Chris Luckey getting really close to Marty there, trying to put that pressure on. These gaggle of cars all seem to be pulling away.
It's a great battle up front in the first 5-6 positions.
Got Ryan Littlemore just exiting the pits. He must have been involved in something there, not sure what it is.
The first 7 or 8 places, it's almost like an all-star race, isn't it? From all our seasons of V8. As we've got Richard Stamenkovic up to 13th now. Nick Rainbird's up to 12th. So those two fought their way back, but I think Stamenkovic has made a mistake. He has. So he let Finsack through. Prescott, but he did get by Mark Noble. Paul Maguire having to defend from almost contact with Damien McConkey there.
It's gonna be a long old race for Rich from back there, but I'm sure we're gonna see him.
Falters. Falters going off the track. I don't know what happened there, Alex. Oh, he went all the way from the outside of turn 1. You've got to get a replay of that. Went far too fast into turn 1. And what happens when you go far too fast into turn 1 is you have to rejoin after turn 2.
Just spool that up now.
So poor old Tim Falters, it's not going well for him today. Down in 19th place, he got a black flag. He's already pitted for that reason. Dylan Carroll leads by 2.2 seconds from round 1 winner Trevor Johnson. Simon Black, Marlon McMullen, Marty Atkins, Chris Luckey, Justin Gian Domenico are in the top 7. They've pretty much dropped Tommy Cumper now.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much practice Tommy's had this week. I haven't seen him on much at all, so. But he's certainly one that can always make the tyres last, and you always see him come back towards the end of the races. So, you know, let's keep an eye on him as well, because he's still in a relatively strong position there. He's got no one around him. He can just do his own. He can just, you know, do his own race.
It's going to be key, whoever can make the tyres last, because it's probably worth half a second a lap round here. Especially by the end of the stint, it might be more than that.
I'm just showing.
Really take care of the rubber there.
I'm just showing the REM driver Justin up into 6th place now. So I'm not quite sure what happened to Chris. If there was an overtake or a little mistake, I must have just missed that on camera.
I mean, it's down to 9th is Stone, so just ahead of Dave Oliver. Oh, but yeah, Chris Luckey, sorry, yes. 2 Chris's. 3 Chris's, in fact. And let's have a little look back and see what happened to Luckey.
Just, have we got any battles a little bit further back that we should perhaps have a quick look at?
I don't know what happened to Luckey there, I'm just checking. He let him through, I think, Alex.
Interesting. So I'm wondering if Chris is doing a bit of fuel saving, so he's going to try and go for the 1 stop. I mean, he's keeping onto this pack really, really well, if that's the case.
But yeah, you definitely let him through.
Just quickly jump and have a look at.
Sorry, you were asking about other battles, weren't you?
Yeah, I'm just going to have a quick look at Stamenkovic actually. Just see how he's getting on. Let's jump on board with him.
He was doing quite well, but I think he went off the track. So
he's just tucked up behind Cedric here. So this battle for 13th position. Dean Prescott just a second or so behind as well. So down into the hairpin, late braking up the inside. Oh, Cedric turns in, little bit of contact, but moves made and done. Fair overtake, I'd say. Perhaps Cedric should have seen him there and give him that little bit of room, but still defending hard.
It's V8 Supercar racing for you, though. It's always physical, it's always rough and tough.
Yes, Stamenkovic pulled away a little bit there as well, so he should be safe from those 2 guys. Dean Prescott now will try and put a little move on.
I wonder if Chris Luckey's just going into fuel saving mode as well, the mode that he's so good at.
Yeah, and we've got another driver off in front of Richard here as well. I'm not sure who that is. I think that's Ryan Littlemore in the Vodafone car.
Yeah, a little more is. I think it's one of his first. Is it one of his first races? This.
Well, I think it's his second one. Didn't he do Road America? He struggled a little bit there, so he's new to the car.
Just got to get used to the car, and it does take a while.
Oh yeah, I mean, just look at us at Brands Hatch. You know, we jumped in at the end of last season, and
we were doing okay.
So,
generally.
But you know, we're nowhere near the pace of what these guys are, and it's not something you can just jump into and be quick at straight away.
I don't know. We were only about a second a lap off some of these guys. By the end.
That's just because we're good.
Well, this is it. But we don't like to blow our own trumpets too much.
Sure we do.
Yeah, okay, we do. I must admit, I really enjoyed driving this car, and it was great to be a part of last season's finale as McMullen is having to defend now from Marty Atkins. He's got Justin right behind. Justin, who was a race winner in season 1. And Dylan Carroll's building, well, his lead's down to 1.9. Trevor Johnson 134.5 on the last lap. That's opposed to Carroll 135.0. Still only 9 seconds covers the top 7. It's strung out a little bit there. So if Chris Luckey is going for a one-stop strategy, well, he looks perfect for that at the moment.
Yeah, like I said, that might be why he's just fallen off a little bit. He's lost a little bit of the draft, and he's just keeping an eye on his fuel consumption. You know, he'll drive to the numbers effectively of what he needs to do to make this strategy work. And we know how good he is at that, so we'll keep a close eye on him.
Inch perfect. A few races already in his V8 career, and where he's crossed the line, and he's run out of fuel straight away. So we know how well he judges it.
Yeah, fantastic shot here as well. See the yacht in the harbour.
Dylan Carroll's crashed into Marco.
Let's just quickly spool that up.
The leaders out.
It's we saw something very, very similar with the GP260 race last night. It's a nightmare when that happens. You are gutted as a back marker. I'm not quite sure.
I think he's done, mate. I think he's done.
There's one fast toe, so he should be able to get.
I don't think he's bothered with that, has he? No, he's just. I think. Well, I don't know what he's doing, but bottom line is he's not in the lead anymore. Oh dear.
Let's just have a quick look at that back.
What was it? I mean, what really happened there?
Well, I'm not really sure. It looks like there's a bit of. I think Marco had gone off. Looked like there was a little bit of dust in the air, so it looks like he was perhaps just rejoining the track right in front of the leader.
If I'm honest, it did look like that Dylan. Well, I don't know if he could have avoided that. Seen that a little bit earlier. 100% sure. Let's have a little look on board.
I am surprised to see him.
Oh well, I don't know. I think he had time. But it's always difficult in this car to avoid things like that.
I'll just quickly spool up the cockpit, and we'll go from there.
I think he saw it in time, but just couldn't react.
Yeah, so going around the left-hander here, down this straight. I mean, it's flat out section here as well, so it's really difficult. Like I say, if somebody joins in front of you, pretty much the car sort of forces you. Yeah, you can see him straight in front of them. They didn't know where to go. I have to say.
He almost locked up and ended up going straight into him.
Yeah, I have to say I would put that down to Marco's fault there for you know, unsafe join, and actually the admins have agreed with me as well when he's just been issued a black flag, so well, back to the action.
Just interesting reading the discussion with the two drivers, but
we
it's
see
a tough one.
Dylan's got a
Marcus-
fast toe there as well. I mean, he could have come into the pits, pitted. We're lap 13 at this point. He's going to be able to still make it on 2 stops from here. So I'm very surprised that, I mean, the car was still moving forward.
He might have only lost 5-10 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. I'm very surprised just to see him retire there just as quickly as that. So maybe he didn't realise he'd got the fast toe or not, because I know he's only done a couple of races with us, but, you know, if he's watching this back, you know, hopefully he'll realise he's got that, and next time he'll just duck straight into the pits, get himself a fresh car straight away, new set of boots, some fuel, and away he goes.
Yeah, and back into the race he would be, but... Well, the race carries on.
Can't issue a black flag to Marco as he's left the server as well.
Oh yeah, severe damage on both cars there. Marco already used his fast toe earlier on when he hit the wall, but you know, you've got to be fair to both men. You know, Marco hasn't done that many races with us either, and you know, it's an equal opportunities league. Everybody can take part, and Marco's he's a good driver, as shown by his qualifying position of 12th. And you know, with a bit more experience, I'm sure things like that won't happen. But sometimes it's just inevitable, isn't it? You can't avoid some incidents, just wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, it's gutting when it's you know, you're a back marker and you take out the leader. It's the last thing you really want to do. So, and obviously it's the last thing a leader wants to have happen to him, but this is what can happen, you know. This is why you need to stay in with a few seconds of the lead. Something like this can happen, a little accident here, there and everywhere, and you know, if you can pick up a few seconds because of you know, back markers, then you've got to take advantage of it. It's very easy for a driver just think, oh well, I'm not going to win now, so I'm going to ease off, but you know, you keep on it and you've got a chance to pick up victories.
And that's it, and you use your fast toe and you got a chance to pick up points afterwards. But on the note of taking out the leader, I was in a race at Daytona last year, well, earlier on this year, and I had a severely damaged car and was running so 4 or 5 seconds off the pace. Trying to get out of the way of a pack of cars going 3 wide is almost impossible. And I tried to put it down onto the apron, and very nearly came up the track and took the whole pack out. I just had this pack of cars whizzing past me, centimetres away, at 200 miles an hour. I tell you, it was heart in mouth stuff, was that. And I can sympathise with Marco.
I think we've got Chris Brooks here, trying to put a little bit of pressure on Miguel. Sorry, Maguire. I'll get that right.
I think as well, Alex, you get a bit more nervous when the leader's coming past as well, don't you? So
well,
you start doing things that you wouldn't normally do.
There is an element of that as well. You know, you're checking your relative and you think, oh God, he's like, you know, 4 or 5 seconds behind, and have to get ready to make a move, and you're not really concentrating on your line or your braking points, and you make a mistake just at the critical time, and yeah, you feel like even more like a bit of a douchebag.
And things like that happen as well, because you see the leader's about 5 seconds behind you, and you start pushing too hard to try and stay in front of him so you can stay on the lead lap, and yeah, things like that happen. But look at Chris Brooks now. Oh, he's pushing him. He's pushing.
Yeah, he's coming. Yeah, that was Tim Foltz, wasn't it? I think
pushing Paul Maguire, and then Foltz has come through as well.
Yeah, so the REM boys slowly working their way back up through the field. Obviously Tim with his black flag earlier on as well. So I'm sure Tim will be a little bit frustrated with that, and we'll see him pick up a few more places before this race is out. Lap 17 of 14, we're not quite halfway there yet, so still a long way to go, lots of places to gain.
It's a good scrap this, Alex, for 15th, 16th, 17th and 18th. Then you got Matt Burnett in 19th as well. You'd think he'd be catching these guys as well. Mark Noble 14th, going pretty well so far.
Yeah, good drive from Mark there as well.
Refreshing to see him.
Oh, side by side.
Oh, Noble's off.
Chris Brooks spinning round Cedric there. I'm not sure that's going. We'll have a look, see what the admin say to that. He's gone off as well now, but
Nobby's off into the gravel as well. Don't think Nobby hit anything. Yeah. I didn't see what happened with Chris and Cedric.
Yeah, it looks like Chris just got at the inside of Cedric. They perhaps tried to close the door there. I'm not really sure. It's hard to tell from the angle we were looking at it at, but I'm sure the race admins are going to take a quick look now and see who was at fault and issue anything that's going.
Oh, it's always going to be tight through there, though, I think. Must be a racing one, that one.
Got Chris Luckey just flashed up there for a second. We've gone back to it actually. He's sitting in 11th place at the moment, so he's dropped back.
Pitted then,
I'm about to say, I'm guessing he's pitted. Let's have a quick look.
Lap 17, we're nearly half distance here, so if he is doing one stop, perfect time to make it.
Yeah, just having a quick look to see who has pitted at the moment. Looks like there's a little bit of contact there between them as well. Just heard it more than saw it. Yeah, well, Marlon McCullen, he's pitted 16.2 second, and Chris Luckey, he's also pitted 15.2, which is why Chris has now got past, I think. So, Stamenkovic in 11th, that is actually. So
Stamenkovic just in front of him, yep. So
yeah, actually, I'm surprised to see. I'm surprised to see not more drivers pitting at this point. So we thought it was going to be a two-stop, but it looks like it might just be the one, or it's going to be ridiculously close, and we might see some people running out of fuel again.
Might be quite brave of Chris to do only 16 laps on with the fuel load, as you know, surely you'd want to split this down the middle if it's questionable. But oh look, he's going round the outside of Stamenkovic. He's got the tyre advantage. Can he make that one stick? That'll be impressive if he can. He can. He's through. Now he's off after McMullen.
Just been told Chris Brooks was given a black flag for that.
Okay.
So causing an avoidable accident in the admin's eyes.
Well, racing incident for me, but that's why the admin's there, to make the decisions, the impartial decisions. And it's nice to see some solid officiating there going on. As we can see, Chris Stone there. Sorry, not Chris Stone, Marlon McMullen up the inside of Dave Oliver. A bit of contact as McMullen goes up into P7.
Just on board with I think Marty Atkins here. Really, he's coming under a lot of pressure here from Justin. So Marty behind his teammate as well. So these guys featured fantastically in the team championship at this point as well. So they'll be hoping for another strong finish. And I think top fives is what you're going to need to win this championship as well. It's not going to be a case of just banging in loads of wins a la Vettel style.
Yep, I agree with you there. I think I mean, we've said it every week, and we always say it here on the ARL-Tv. Is that consistency will bring home the bacon, so to speak.
Yeah, just having a quick look at a bit of split screen action as well while we're watching Marty Atkins, but we've also got Chris Luckey coming under a bit of pressure as well from Marlin.
Thing is, Alex, what the top 5 finishes do is they just build your confidence, don't they? You know, if you keep getting them over and over again, you just think you can do it every race. And look at Fernando Alonso this year. Look what he's done in a car which in qualifying is very poor, in the race is very good, but he's managed to put in top 5 after top 5 after podium finish after top 5, and look where he is now. He's still got a chance to win the title.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure we would be able to give some real V8 scenarios of that if we got the coverage over here. So apologies for some of those guys looking at us saying, why aren't you using the real life examples? Well, we just don't get it until like weeks later. So, and even then it's only rubbish highlights.
What was TV, my friend?
Well, I've just been told it was a good excuse, but now it's not.
The excuse is gone, unfortunately. Yeah, we get. I think. Yeah, I'm not sure whether we get delayed footage or whether it's the same weekend or what. But We do definitely get it. Definitely.
Yeah, hopefully, talking about V8 and authenticity and stuff like that, hopefully we'll see our co-commentator back up here as well. Madison Down obviously joined us for Road America. I know he's been a bit busy the last couple of weeks, but he said that he should be able to make some races a bit later on in the season, so it'd be nice to have him back in here.
Yeah, it'll be good for everybody to have somebody who knows what they're talking about, essentially. I mean, we've both watched V8 Supercar, but not to the extent and with the knowledge of Madison.
Wide. You've got David Oliver, I think that is. I'm not sure actually. It might be back Marcus, not.
Oh, Tommy Comper's off as well. So what's happened there? Tom Comper just lost it on the braking for the hairpin. Oh, he's spun all off on his own.
Yeah, Oliver into the pits as well after that. So almost catching the grass as he comes in.
It wasn't David, was it? That went off, was it?
Yeah, it was. It's unusual for Tommy to make a mistake as well. Normally a driver who's uber consistent. Trevor Johnson, 4th place. Here, starting to put the pressure on Chris Luckey. Trevor's obviously had a pit stop now as well.
And McMullen is just up the road from these guys. Chris Luckey, this could be the chance he needs, really. To score some good points. Now is he going to go off after the leader as we got Johnson up the inside?
Yeah,
having a look.
He has a look.
Very close to the rear end there, but Luckey managed to boot it out of the hairpin. I'm really looking forward to see exactly what sort of pace Luckey's got.
Yeah, I think it's clear now as well that he's on the same strategy as everybody else, just a one-stopper. So perhaps he was taking it easy a little bit earlier on, thinking, yeah, I'm good here, and everybody was on 2s, but he's not, and they're not. So he's got to pick up the pace a bit and fight his way up front.
Yeah, then Chris Luckey in the Lenovo car, the Movember sponsorship. And Trevor Johnson just behind.
Yeah, Trevor's had a couple of shocking races of
just
of
into
late.
the pits from lead, Alex, sorry.
And so he's going to want to try and keep it steady and not make any sort of rash overtakes. Last thing he wants to do now is end up picking up some damage that's going to cost him a lot of places.
Mullen's through. Luckey's through, Johnson's through.
Yeah, we'll just see Justin exiting the pits as well. But Trevor down the inside into turn 1. I think Chris has let him have it.
Oh, back marker on pit road as well for Justin. He had to go round him. So a bit of a delayed exit of the pits for him. Stamenkovic is up to 7th, Alex, but he's pitting now. He's losing positions.
Yeah, it's going to drop him back a fair bit, but you know he's going to be good towards for the end of the race now, so...
Well, that's it, but it's this battle between Luckey and Johnson. Johnson's got through, actually.
Yeah, I just literally caught it. Johnson going through in turn 1. So it didn't look like Chris yeah, it didn't look like Chris fought it that much. Just you know, he had the run on him and he just let him have it up the inside. I think he just wants to. We were saying really earlier on that the consistency in scoring top 5s is the most important thing, and you know Chris knows that he's got a couple of races on Trevor here, so you know just keep it tidy, don't get involved in anything, and pick up some points. We obviously want to see some fighting out there.
Yeah,
but,
it's just a bit surprising that he hasn't fought him at all. You know, both times he's let drivers through down the main straight.
You've got Simon Black in 4th place now as well, so these guys have jumped them in the pits, so they've had that early stop, they've got their fresh rubber and the undercut has worked and they've got the track position here, so we'll see how that pans out for the rest of the race, because I'm expecting Simon's going to come back at them for this second stint, because they can push hard. Tommy Cumper 9th place now. Is Tommy pitted now yet, or...?
I think, well, I don't know, because he spun off, didn't he, so I'm not 100% sure if he has pitted or not.
I'm not sure who that was spinning there. Someone letting Tommy go through wide, just caught the grass on the outside. One-way ticket for a spin, that is. Ryan Littlemore letting through Chris Stone there.
Out of some of the guys with a bit of misfortune on the opening lap, we've got Nick Rainbird, who is now 7th, and Richard Stamenkovic is in 10th, so they fought back pretty well. Dave Oliver 11th, Brett Spicer in 12th. With some good points on offer for those fellas.
We have a look at this battle here between, but actually it's not a battle, Matty Burnett and his teammate there, who I think it is a battle.
Falters, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
still the morning. It's my excuse.
It's Matt Burnett and Tim Falters scrapping away for 14th to 15th.
Certainly not where those guys would have wanted to have been today.
No, Burnett's not really had the pace in this race that you would have thought he would have had. Qualifying in 10th place and only 8/10 off the pole position time of Dylan Carroll.
We see Simon Black coming up to put a lap on somebody there. He's definitely started to close the gap up to yeah, Marlon McCann first, Trevor Johnson.
Johnson's right behind him now, Alex.
Yeah, he's on the pace at the moment. I mean, he was pushing hard. He got through perhaps like 5 or 6 cars in that first stint, and here he is putting the pressure on Marlon.
It's behind. And now he's right behind him and he's up the inside into the hairpin. Has he made his stick? No, he's off! Johnson's off the track of the hairpin. He outbraked himself.
And in typical fashion...
And he's going to lose position to Luckey as well.
Well, we'll catch that back on the replay because in typical silly eye racing fashion, the camera zoomed off onto some random back marker that was doing nothing.
Oh, that might have changed the race entirely. Trevor Johnson he'd done all the hard work. He was up into the lead for 10 yards and then he was out of the lead again. But Chris Luckey, well, he'll be thinking Christmas has come for him already. I know it was Thanksgiving week this week in the United States, but well, he'll be giving thanks for that, that's for sure.
Yeah, just as we're spooling up the replay now, we can have a look at it back going into the hairpin. You can see he had a great run on him as well. Definitely worth having the move.
I'm not sure.
Marlon sort of covered it at the inside. Yeah, just fractionally too late. I think he committed himself to the overtake, and it was either that or take out Marlon. So he chose the lesser of two evils there. So
I think he could have braked a bit earlier though, Alex, and still made the pass. He had such a good run. But there we go, history's history, and Chris Luckey's now in second place again. Is he going to let Johnson through this time?
Well, this is what we were saying about Chris, you know, just keeping himself out of trouble and let the positions come to him.
Oh, I'm in sideways out there.
He's certainly not holding back there as the car squeals under acceleration.
Yeah, shall we go on board with him actually? We'll go into the cockpit and see what Chris Luckey can see on this track. Right in the driver's eye view as we go up over the top of Luckey Heights. Appropriately named, I suppose, in this situation.
Yeah, you can see Trevor in his mirror as well, just having a little look into this hairpin corner. It's vital to get good run out of this. Big long straight. Oh, it looks like a little bit twitchy coming there. It's well saved.
Just watching Chris Luckey drive though, Alex, he dances the car through the corner with minimum tyre slip, minimum degradation.
Yeah, Trevor here getting a run. This is exactly what happened last time. Trevor up the inside again. Is Chris going to defend it? Doesn't look like he has. Trevor's not got enough of a run.
Yeah, Chris knows where to place the car.
One thing for sure is you can certainly see that pink car in the background moving around, so you know exactly where he is.
You can also see, I'll tell you what else you can see the leader right in front of him, not far down the road. Will be an incentive for the American.
Yeah, getting 4 positions off the start.
There, oh, a bit wide.
Yeah,
Johnson, contact.
I think he saw Trevor come in there and just give him enough room. Was perhaps holding.
There,
yeah, I did hear that as well. So it just looked like he was perhaps trying to hold the outside line so he could cover the next corner off, but Yeah, that little bit of contact ruined that.
Yeah, doesn't make many mistakes, Chris Luckey. We saw one at Virginia where he nearly ended up in another country down the main straight, but he rally crossed it back onto the track. Only 8.8 seconds, Alex, after 26 laps, covers the top 6 drivers.
Yeah, and Simon Black here as well with those fresher tyres starts to get onto the back of Chris Luckey.
Justin's got fresher tyres than a lot of them as well. So, and he's actually the fastest man. Well, Marty Atkins was the fastest man on that previous lap with a 1:34.5, and then Justin just a tenth slower than Atkins. All catching the leaders. McMullen 35. Oh, hang on a second. My display didn't work properly there. 36.4 for McMullen on the last lap. Has he got any damage? Because Johnson did a 25.2.
He didn't pit particularly early or anything there, so I'm not quite sure what's going on.
34.7, Alex. He gained 1.8 seconds on that lap. It's
Yeah.
all closing back together.
Yeah, he's absolutely flying at the moment.
The top 6, the gap is now only 7 seconds covering the top 6. It was 8.8 a lap ago. We could see everybody just closing up on McMullen here. Could have a right old scrap at the end of the race. And I just hope that these guys, I know we're talking about consistency, I just hope these guys forget about the championship and start going for it.
Yeah, certainly it looks like Trevor's going to have a go if he can. He's not afraid to stick one up the inside, so it's nice
He
to
might
see.
be a little bit more afraid now. As over the top of the hill goes
Simon
Simon back up the inside
Chris.
of Chris Luckey.
Yeah, Chris let him have that really again. He didn't really defend too hard.
Good move though by Simon.
Yeah, he was. He got it done early in the corner, got a great run, got the brake in absolutely perfect. Chris realised that there was nothing he could do there. All he was going to do was turn in on Simon, so instead of causing an accident, he let him have it.
It's so difficult to make the move though, isn't it, there? As
He's
look,
coming under
more pressure from Atkins, and is he going to let him through as well? He has. He's not even fighting anyone, Chris Luckey.
Yeah. Oh, it was very unusual to see just as back marker I thought there was going to turn in on him.
It's Isaac in the Ragu car.
But still in 4th place is Chris, so he won't look at this race and think it's a particularly bad result, but definitely want to see him put up a bit more of a fight, I think.
I know what he's doing, but for example, into turn 1, you can defend your position. You know, as long as you don't let the guy through.
Yeah, Trevor Johnson fastest lap that time round.
34.7.
Marty Atkins 34.8, and Nick Rainbird actually stuck in 34.8 as well, so he's a bit further back.
Pitted on the last lap, Alex. We missed that.
Did indeed.
So obviously a 2-stop strategy going on there. I'm not sure that was the right one, but I think he was struggling a bit.
Yeah, he must have pitted early, and we missed that initially as well.
Oh,
which
Chris
is
Luckey.
why he got that
Now
jump.
having to defend from Justin.
Yeah.
What is Chris doing? He's just letting people through left, right and centre.
I can only imagine Chris is trying to fuel save this out to the end. It's all I can think at this point. When we were on board as well, it looked like he was short shifting coming onto that back straight. So he's trying to save every last little bit of fuel. And
I think he should have pitted later then, if that's the case, because he had the chance to pit. Oh, surely a couple of laps later.
well, we won't doubt the man. He knows his strategies when it comes to fuel saving. So we'll keep an eye on that. But
all I'm saying is he came in on 16, and he gave himself 24 to the end.
yeah, I agree. Long.
And if he thinks he can do 24, why didn't he come in at 20? No, but like I say, I'm not going to doubt him, because no doubt he'll probably end up winning the race on fuel savings. So, you know.
Yeah, Trevor Johnson absolutely flying out there as well. So 34.7 again. He's just starting to build a bit of a lead up now.
Don't think he's fuel saving very much, to be honest.
No.
He's going for it.
3.5 second lead he's got now.
Yeah, it's looking good for him, I have to say. Like you said, Nick Rainbird up in P6, and to be honest, this time he's a lot more comfortable than he was last week, definitely. Heading into the last lap.
Yeah, Rich
where he got all the way up
Stamenkovic.
to P4 from 20th on the grid, only to be robbed by running out of fuel on the final lap.
I was just saying, Stamenkovic also who had that incident in lap 1 up to 10th place.
P10.
So, you know, it's a good drive back as well, just behind Tommy Comper at the moment. A little bit of a gap between them, so I'm not sure if those two are going to come to a pass by the end, but we'll keep an eye.
Johnson's lead down to 2.8 seconds now. 34.8 for Simon Black.
Yeah, 35.0 for Trevor that lap.
35.2 for Atkins. 35.1 for Justin. 37.7 for Luckey.
Yeah,
don't know what's going on with him there. I mean,
we see Matty Burnett going off, letting the leaders go through. Didn't want any of that. So, in a way, it's good driving, but in a way, it's bad.
I wonder if Chris has just realised that maybe he can make it to the end, but he just wants to cruise in this big gap that there is. This 15-second gap here.
Yeah, Chris Stone's got Tommy Comper right behind him here as well. Just half a second back.
Yeah, we could see some England versus Australia fisticuffs here. Somebody else has gone off the track, I think.
Yeah, just see that little plume of gravel smoke there.
A lot of people finding the outside of turn 2 tricky. The whole track's tricky, to be honest. There's Comper on the braking. You see Stone's car just twitching around on him.
Yeah, and we've got Lenovo teammates here as well. It's nice to see the new Lenovo skin out. Looks quite nice. Dean Prescott, Remo Alcala in the background there.
Yeah, Prescott is on the lead lap. Alcala is not.
Yeah, Prescott's got about 6-second lead, I think, over Chris Brooks, so he should be all right. Although obviously Chris was issued the drive-through penalty earlier on, so he'll be on a charge.
P13 for Dino. Going pretty well.
Marlon, obviously, fresh tyres at this point. He's going to absolutely be booting that, try and get that, make up as much time as possible while these drivers are fighting up front.
Yeah, that's it. He's got every chance now, you know. Now that he has pitted a second time, he has absolutely no fuel worries whatsoever. So we've seen that in F1 a few times this season. You know, you take an extra stop for tyres especially, and you can make up quite a lot of positions at the end when other people start to struggle. So I think that's what McMullen is banking on.
Yeah, just looking at Rainbird there as well. He's had a fantastic race. Quiet, but, you know, kept himself out of trouble.
Well, apart from the first lap, that is.
Yeah, well, yeah.
but apart from that, yes, he has. He's had a very good race. Nick will be looking to...
We've got Trevor blinking away there, so it looks like his connection's stabilised, but just for a minute there, I think he was perhaps having a little panic.
He leads by 3 seconds, trading times with Simon Black. Marty Atkins in P3.
Yeah, Mark Noble just moving out of the way there for David Oliver. Good driving. Kimmy's Rural Fencing.
Yep. Nobby was having a good race actually until he went off the track at Luckey Heights and lost a lap or two.
Just have a quick look, see what Marlon does this time around.
Another plume of smoke there. It always seems to be a plume of smoke around turn 1 and 2. I'll tell you what, Alex Black and Atkins, teammates again, 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah, they're doing absolutely fantastic as far as the Constructors' Championship goes. Yeah, Marlon, only 34.7. I mean, obviously that is quite a bit quicker than what the leaders are running at a minute. They're in 35s.
But it's not maybe as fast as what you'd expect at this point in the race. Especially with new tyres, Alex. You'd expect it maybe to be challenging in the 33s. It's Johnson twitching on the braking for MG. 9 laps to go here. It's
Yeah,
been
it
an
looks
enjoyable
like
race, Alex. It's been good action so far.
yeah, it has been a great race. Few little incidents here and there. Obviously, we lost Dylan, who was leading quite comfortably up the front to the back marker. Unfortunately, that's just the way racing goes sometimes.
That's it. You have your good luck, you have your bad luck. All comes back round to you in the end, I think.
And we've got someone actually going off just in front of the leaders as well.
Stamenkovic. I think it was Stamenkovic, or well, it's one of the rear end cars. I think it was Tim actually, Walters.
But yeah,
Trevor Johnson just trying to control the race, mate. Yeah.
give those guys something to worry about a little bit though.
Yeah.
Justin's trying to get onto the back of the CST guys here, but I think, to be fair, looking at the lap times, they've got him covered at this point. They obviously didn't pit quite as early as what Luckey had done. Chris is still out there as well. We're 7 laps to go.
These guys
pace
pretty hard though, and they look like they're conserving the tyres fairly well. The lap times aren't dropping off too much.
Yeah, Chris's pace has dropped off quite a bit though,
Yeah,
so 37.1 last time round, so he is really easing it back. And
I don't know if he's just pacing himself or whether this is the pace he has to go at, but because I do honestly stand by the fact that I think he pitted too early.
yeah, Rainbird's only
again,
6 seconds behind now, so he's going to start to come under pressure by the time this race is out.
Though, mate, if he's the only one that ends up getting to the end of the race on one stop, then you know we're all going to be proved wrong again.
Yeah, I guess it's a case of we'll keep an eye on Marlon as well, just to see where he's at, and we've got
He's
Chris
only
Brooks
6 seconds behind Rainbird, you know.
off. Yeah, that's what I was looking at. You see, thinking, well, if he can catch Chris back up, then the strategy's not panned out at all, because he's going to be a bit of a sitting duck.
I think, to be honest, there's enough time left. I think he's going to be a sitting duck anyway.
Yeah,
I mean,
6 laps to go.
36.6 that time, so he picked up the pace a little bit. It's so difficult to do, though, isn't it? When save the fuel and keep a competitive pace up, because you know you can't try and compensate by going faster in the corners because you might just ruin the tyres.
Yeah, that's exactly the thing. I mean, if you try and push it through the corners, you're just going to burn them up, and then you're just going to be even slower at the end, because not only are you fuel saving, but you're having to tiptoe around because the tyres are just falling apart.
Yeah, and it might help the fuel saving, but it might not help the lap time.
Tim Foltz and Chris Brooks still separated by not much, half a second.
Yep.
Those guys have been
glued together.
pretty much, yeah, like you say, glued together all race.
Bit of a messy race for Tim, actually. It's back to the old Tim Foltz, I think, and not the new and improved one that we'd seen over the last few weeks. He's still going to come away with some reasonable points, so 14th at the moment. Sorry, 13th at the moment, ahead of Prescott.
Yeah, I guess that's the important thing, you know, is he's still going to score some reasonable points. He's going to get a drop round, so hopefully he'll pick up some points next time by.
That's it, and all those points, you never know.
Trevor Johnson just putting a lap
quite a lot
on
at the end.
Roma Alcala here. Roma staying out of the way, perhaps just a little bit too wide as well. Don't be careful with the rest of the leaders coming through.
Chris Stone having a little whinge at the back marker there.
Yeah, Compa's
impeding him a bit down the straight.
Compa's still trying to put a move on Stone. I think in free air Stone is quicker than Compa, but as soon as you get a back marker in the way, Compa is on his tail trying to put the pressure on.
You know, we say this all the time about Tommy, but he's one of those drivers who he can drive any car quickly, and you know he's always going to be there or thereabouts. And he's only 47 seconds off the lead. Not a bad effort. It's been a fast pace up front.
Yeah, I mean, you look at their quality times in comparison to what they're doing in the race, they're not falling off hardly you know, not much at all. I mean, sometimes we see, you know, 2-3 seconds, and we're only looking at sort of like 1-2 seconds on average here, so it's definitely a high pace.
Yeah, and to be fair, Alex, we haven't had that many people getting into difficulty in this race.
No, I mean, 4 laps to go now as well, so...
And we've got, I think, 23 cars are going to finish, albeit some 3 laps down or so due to a few incidents, but not race-ending incidents, which just shows that Dylan Carroll and, well, especially Dylan Carroll might be ruining the fact that he didn't use his fast toe, because to be honest, I think he's still been in the top 5. Yeah,
I think you're right there. I think he could have easily picked up a top 5 result. He was just pitted in. As we see him by Chris, you could have done you know, a 2-stop strategy still, and it could work out. Although that said, I think these guys are going for the 1, but Marlon's going to make a 2-stop work here and still get a really good finish. I mean, he's closing in now.
Oh, look, he's gone off at the hairpin, Alex. He's gone very wide.
It's just
and Nick Rainbird. It's almost, very close.
Yeah, Lucky having to save so much fuel now. Let's just quickly spool that up and have a look.
And he made a big mistake there, Alice. Big mistake at the hairpin. Lucky 36.5 that time, Rainbird 35 flat. And that was before the mistake. I think before the mistake he might have had enough to keep him behind, but now I doubt it. I doubt it.
Yeah, it just looked like he's got his braking wrong. Like I say, Martin's coming up behind these 2 guys quickly as well, so wouldn't be surprised if he's not going to come under pressure from him as well. Yeah, like I say, just looking at that back there, it just looked like he missed his braking point, and yeah, I think I was saying to Ryan Littlemore as well, just focus on those points into the key hairpin corners, because if you miss them, you are definitely going off.
Yeah, Marty Atkins has the fastest lap of the race. I was just checking that. Chris Luckey did do a 34.1 before he started fuel saving as Rainbird. Looking on the inside at turn 2. I think that's the Siberia corner. I tell you what, Chris Luckey's going to have to try and give Rainbird the cold shoulder. Up the inside. Oh, look, he's twitchy. Both of them rubbing panels. Both a bit wide on that one. Look, he's booting it out of the hairpin. No fuel saving now. It maintains. Position. Rainbow's trying to go around the outside.
Yeah, nothing's going to happen there. Chris will just put him into the grass there.
I think Lucky's still got the pace in the car, but he just, you know, it's how much he's willing to push it.
Got back marker going off.
Tail. I don't know if Luckey might just need to. Oh, Rainbird missed his braking point, but he almost fishtailed right into the back of Luckey.
Yeah, Rainbird will want this top 5. Denied it last week.
Yeah. He was, and it was dramatic how that ended at Virginia.
Marlon's about 6 seconds behind, so he's not going to be able to get these guys. They're too far in front now.
I don't know.
See what sort of lap time this is.
McMullen 35.7, Luckey 36.6. So even with the mistake, Alex, 36.6.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Even with going off the track, which shows how much harder he's pushing now that he's got the guy right behind him. I wonder if he has saved enough fuel though, and now he can just go for it. Who knows? I wonder if anybody else is going to run out of fuel. We didn't think. We thought.
Oh, we just see it there. He's Rainbird. Stop. Let Chris go.
It's good sportsmanship from Rainbird. He knew he'd made the mistake. He let Luckey keep going, but now is there going to be damage on the rear of that Ford Falcon of Chris Luckey?
Yeah, we're just having a quick look at what's going on with the leaders as well. Trevor Johnson still seems to be pretty comfortable up front.
3.2 seconds as we pass an hour gone in this race. It's been a long one here at Phillip Island. It's been a good one so far. 9 seconds covers the top 4 after 38 laps of racing.
Let's just keep an eye on this little battle. We're on board with Nick while looking at the battle from the outside as well.
Yeah, and that's a perfect way to do it. Going on board with Rainbird. I tell you what, Alex, the camera on the nose is a good one to use. If, as you can see, all the bumps and undulations as Luckey went a bit wide in turn 1.
Yeah, I think the rest of the leading pack are far enough.
Oh, hello. I think he might have gone through Rainbird.
Yeah, just a little bit wide there. Took the opportunity, saw it,
And
had it.
through. I think that's game over for that position. So Nick up into the top 5, very good effort from him, considering he was down in about 19th, 20th place early on.
Yeah, and 2 laps to go, and look who's behind Chris now as well.
Oh dear. I do have to say, I think Chris Luckey's strategy has not worked here today.
No, he definitely pitted way too early there. I'm not sure. I genuinely think he thought everybody was going to be 2 stopping.
He just didn't give himself a chance, though, Alex. In the second
And
stint.
he slowed even more as Chris. Very, very slow.
Is he out?
I'm thinking he's probably out.
It's over a lap to go, and you know, we mentioned
Let's jump on board.
he's going to have to get in the pits.
Yeah, he's not even coughing. He is well and truly out. Completely misjudged that. Very unusual for Chris.
If he can get into the pits, Alex, he can... Oh, he's not going to get there, is he?
Let's just take a look as drivers are coming across the line. We're on to the last lap now.
On to the last lap, and I don't think Luckey's going to make it. He needs to find a bit of downhill. If he can find a downhill...
He's missed it by miles as well. It's not even 1 lap, you know. It's not even doing it on the last lap. He's a complete lap short. So I'm surprised he didn't just pit in and just, you know, just go sod it. Just get some fuel and get home.
If he can cruise it across the line, at least he'll beat the guys who are 1 lap down. If he can find a little bit of the downhill there.
Yeah, Simon Black here, 2nd place. He's got about 4 seconds on his teammate Trevor Johnson coming across the line here. Well, not quite. Just onto the last corner.
Oh, Nobby, I think they're going off.
Yeah, just staying out of the way of the leader.
Trevor Johnson, though.
Fantastic drive, did all the hard work, plenty of overtakes there. You know, needed to be forceful in some places, showed that you can make overtakes here and takes Phillip Island round 4 of the ARL-Tv SuperCar series.
2nd win of the season for Trevor. He's going to be delighted with that. We've got Black in 2nd and Atkins.
Yeah, those guys looking still extremely strong, sitting there with a podium again.
Good for the championship for them.
It's nice to see Justin back on the track, and he picks up a 4th place. He was certainly quick today, bit of sacrifice with his position at the start, and but he made good progress later on.
Yeah, Nick Rainbird as well.
5th.
Coming over in 5th.
Yeah, fantastic drive from Nick as well.
Ahead of McMullen. You got Stone and Comper. Only 1.3 apart. They were glued together for most of it.
Stamenkovic looks...
That's not bad in the end for Stamenkovic.
Yeah, I was about to say he looked like he was slow in there, but he's not.
Alex, Chris Luckey didn't make it across the line on that lap, so he's crawling into the pit lane. He's still going, but it's... I mean, he might get across ahead of someone, but he's going to be... It's going to count as being 2 laps down unless he gets over the line.
Yeah, a bit of a disaster there for Chris. Like you said, he pitted too early at the first stint. I wonder if something happened, picked up some damage and it forced him in or something like that. We'll speak to him hopefully and find out exactly why.
Indeed, it has been a terrific race here. Trevor Johnson deserved the win. He drove extremely well.
Oh yeah, fantastic.
The guys on the driver communication are just saying that apparently it's 100 degrees Fahrenheit in Melbourne at the moment, and some of them are racing in this heat. So extremely attritional race there. Not surprised there were some mistakes made, if that's the case.
You can just give us one last final rundown of the standings.
Can indeed. Trevor Johnston wins the race, takes his second win of the season, ahead of Simon Black by 3.5 seconds. It was pretty close in the end over all those laps. Marty Atkins is on the last step of the podium with his teammate. Justin was P4, then Nick Rainbird, excellent 5th. Marlon McMullen, I'm not sure what he was doing with the strategy either, but P6 for him. Chris Stone in 7th. Kumper 8th, Stamenkovic 9th, Dave Oliver in 10th, Brett Spicer in 11th, ahead of Falters and Chris Brooks in 14th, Matt Burnett in 15th, ahead of Cedric Finsack, Paul Maguire in 17th, Chris Luckey 18th, Alex, because he ran out of fuel. Oh dear, just a few more yards and he would have probably been 12th. Mark Noble 19th, Damien McConkey in 20th, Isaac De Figueiredo in 21st, Romero Calla 22nd, Ryan Littermore 23rd, Dylan Carroll and Marco Esposito crashed into each other.
Yeah, 40 laps, long race, lots of action. Again,
Chris Luckey lost 6 places at the end there, mate, just because he didn't get over the line for his last lap.
We said this possibly would come down to strategy, and indeed it has done.
Yeah, and it's not come down to strategy the way that Chris Luckey would have thought and the way that we thought either.
No, not at all. Rainbow delighted with his 5th place there, just giving us a show how to do the perfect donut. We've got someone else doing it in the pit lane as well. I'm not sure who that is.
But that's the thing, you know. I tell you what, there's some good donuts there from Rainbird. Very good, very impressive. But the thing is, Alex, we did say about Chris's strategy. We thought he pitted a little bit early, and it turned out that was the case. So he paid the price in the end.
We've got a few drivers down below. Shall we see who we can get back up? I've created a ready for interview channel. I'm guessing none of them have probably seen it, but hopefully we can get them to use that in future, so we know who wants to be interviewed and who not. Worked quite well in the GP2 series, 260 that is.
Indeed.
I told you one of us would say it at some point.
Yep.
Had to be me.
Starmaz thing.
I wonder if perhaps while Chris is all alone in the welcome channel, I wonder if you can quickly grab him and see.
Yeah, this is going to be
I don't see Trevor Johnson in here, so otherwise we'd have grabbed him in first. But yeah, let's get Chris.
Let's do it.
Hi Chris, welcome to the commentary booth. I hope you don't mind us dragging you up here. Tell us a little bit about your race and particularly what happened the last couple of laps there.
Well, the race panned out at the beginning part of it the way I wanted it to. I actually let Justin pass me, I don't know, lap 10 or 11, so that he could go after Simon and Marty, because Justin was just a lot faster. I wanted him to get up there and make their life hell. And I knew I was going to short pit a little early, and I figured, you know, if I save a little bit here and there, I'll be able to take a little bit less fuel and make it. And I really wasn't watching the fuel gauge too much until it was too late. And I just misjudged it there at the end. I thought I could go another lap before I'd have to dive to the pits, and I really should have just come in sooner.
Yeah, I think we were looking at it thinking that you were always going to go for a one-stopper, and but just wondered, we thought perhaps you'd pitted a little bit early.
Yeah, I did pit earlier, which is what I wanted to do, but if I had taken an extra 2 gallons, I would have been just fine. Probably would have brought it home 4th or 5th. And that's all I needed to have a good points day, and I just squandered it.
Yeah, you were a bit unlucky as well in the fact that you ran out of fuel as you got into the downhill bit. As you got past the downhill bit, and the rest of the lap was uphill, and you could have made it to the pits, unfortunately, there, but it's you know, it's definitely an interesting race from your point of view. I mean, what was the battle like up front? Because it's one of the few times we really had a such a close battle up there with the top 6.
Oh yeah, it was. you know, that's when I saw everybody still bunched up, you know, 5 laps into the race, I'm thinking, this is going to work out great for me because I can just take fuel, short pit a little bit, you know, and leapfrog people in the pits. And I'm good on old tires, so I figured get fresh tires on earlier than everybody and just cruise to the finish, maybe get a podium out of it. Because I knew I had nothing for Trevor, so it just didn't work out that way.
Yeah, unlucky there, Chris. Well, we're so used to seeing you pull the strategies out, and we were following it closely, and we look forward to next round and seeing you bounce back.
Yep, thanks guys.
All right, cheers, Chris.
Just Chris.
Right, let's grab the duo of Marty and Simon up here as well. We'll knock them out together.
That sounds interesting.
So to speak.
Oh, they're getting us again, dude.
Yeah, we are. You heard on the live stream, didn't you? They're like, oh no, quick, get out. Let's leave the channel. Too late. Too late, I'm afraid. Great race from you guys. Tell us a little bit about it, Marty.
Oh, you want to go first, Simon? I'm still catching my breath.
Yeah, that's hard work. Pretty warm here today, so that's quite a
100 degrees, eh?
Yep.
Dear, can't imagine what that's like for 40 laps. I mean, can you tell us just how physically difficult that was?
It's probably more mentally difficult when you get really hot like that to make sure you don't make a mental mistake. I think most of us are pretty used to that kind of heat, so it's more of a mental thing.
Yeah, we saw a few little mistakes, to be honest, there, and but you guys didn't really make that many. And Simon, your start actually this week did help you as opposed to last week.
Yeah, I didn't do a burnout week, so that's always a good start when you actually go somewhere. So yeah, it was much better. Yeah, once I got into second place there at the start, I just tried to keep everything calm and make sure that I didn't make mistakes in the first half of the race. And Trev came up on me, and I thought he had a fair bit more speed on me, so I didn't argue the point there. And yeah, we were pretty close for the rest of the race, really. There was a little ebbs and flows as we went through the traffic, and you know, every now and then one of us would gain a little bit and the other would lose a little bit, but it was pretty close the whole way. We had Marty along for the ride the whole way as well, so I was surprised that Marlon and that went for the two-stop strategy, so that was an interesting play, but they came back through the field pretty well.
Yeah, we were unsure actually on the strategy at the start of the race. We were perhaps calling a two-stop as actually the more favoured one. Based on the fuel restrictions, we thought it'd be a bit of a push to make it, but obviously we know nothing. so the one stop was the way to go. It was really tight though, up the front. So I mean, from your point of view, I mean, is this what you like to see in a series? That sort of like the top 7 or 8 guys all within sort of half a second of each other?
Oh yes, it's always more enjoyable when there's someone that you're battling with and it's competitive, even if you're not actually swapping positions. You know, when you're within a couple of seconds of each other like that, you're always sort of battling to do the fastest lap and keep consistent at the same time.
Yeah, especially over such a long race as well, where you know the consistency is so important, and for the championship as well, you boys are really displaying that the consistency is really what's going to get you the titles at the end.
Well, hopefully, yeah, we both had no incidents tonight either, so that helps with a few extra points too.
Well, that's it. That's all important.
Because if I'm not mistaken, aren't you guys separated purely by their bonus points at the moment?
Yeah, that's probably
I
about
caught the
right.
penalty last week.
Oh, okay.
The incidents that I got was on 5, so, but I think we both had 2 incident-free races, so there's an extra 20 points. But I think it helps us over the other guys who get incidents, and so you know, in the end, it helps. And as you're saying before, with the closeness of people, sometimes that's really good because it keeps you concentrating all the time. Sometimes when you're on pits and you're out by yourself, you tend to lose a bit of concentration. But little mistakes creep in. But no, it was a very hard race. It was, in the high 30s here, so it was absolutely sweating in here. It was shocking.
It's great to see such a big grid as well, guys. When does that always add a little bit more impetus into you, a bit more nerves at the start of the race when there's a bigger grid?
Yeah, we're getting used to it now because of in our league we have pretty big grids as well. So, but you do get nervous because some of these guys you don't get to race. You only get to race them on Saturday nights, and because we're new to the league, I mean we know of the guys, but yeah. So you just sort of at the start you're just sort of trying to get your way through the first few laps to find your way. But no, it's good fun. Really enjoying it.
You're leading the way in the Constructors' Championship as well. And I'm going to say something now, but I need some clarification on it from the moderators. But I believe there's actually $100 up for the winning constructor this season as well. So you're going in the right direction for that, but I'm not entirely sure how the teams have panned out. So forgive me if I'm wrong. It might just be a random prize draw at the end of the season. But if it is for the winning team, you're certainly on track at the minute. So well done, lads.
I think if they didn't know that before, Alex, you'll get them very excited now, to be honest.
Good.
$100,
Well done.
Still a long way to go yet.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So what, round 4 of 11 here. So long way. What are your hopes for the next round?
What have we got next round?
Good question. I think probably more of the same. We're just going to try and be consistent and don't make any mistakes, and probably at least try and be in the top 5.
Yeah. Yep, same. I mean, it's hard, like I said, with the quality guys that are around here. There's some guys missing and stuff like that. It's always hard. Always hard. Like you said, it's just about keeping on the track and concentrating.
Well, next round we've got Zolder, just so you know. So it should be interesting to see the V8s fly through those chicanes. Let's see some nice two-wheel action, I think.
Yes, it'll be after this race next week, but on the Sunday morning we're thinking we're going to have one of our race schools at Zolder. So it'll be more in the time frame that's suitable for Europeans and Americans.
Oh well, great. Well, if everybody
those guys want to come along, we can
watching.
help them along. We'll try.
And where can we find some more information on that? Whereabouts are you going to post all that?
It'll be on our Oceanic Racing website, and I'll also put up a post in the V8 thread probably over the weekend.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, that'll probably be
able to
Sunday
sign
morning.
up there, and if they just it should be Sunday morning, Australia time. So I think it's your evening.
Cool. All sounds good. Well, thanks.
Well, thanks very much for. Go on.
Just going to say, really well done today. Just see more of it for the next few races and see where you pan out at the end of the season. Congrats again.
No worries.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you very much.
Thanks a lot. You do an awesome job, guys. Well done. Keep it up.
Yep. Thank you.
Cheers, fellas.
Cheers, fellas.
Bye.
Right, who else have we got kicking around still that might want to have a little chat?
Well, could get Jesper Pedersen, but I don't think he'd have a clue what we were on about.
I don't think he wouldn't. Obviously, Jesper getting ready for the Pro Series race. Last thing he's going to want now is an interview beforehand.
I'll tell you what, should we get hold of Mr. Alcala?
Yeah, let's bring Rome up. He doesn't get a chance.
Lenovo's team manager there.
Chance to come up very often, so
I'll grab him and see what goes on.
Oh. Cave in.
Hello, Roma.
Hello.
Hello. Nice to see you there. We just thought we'd bring you up for a little interview. We've not had a little chat for a while up here in the booth. So, how did you feel that your boys got on today?
The boys did well. Just a few mistakes. First with mine, I forgot to change to fuel race. So after 2 laps, my spotter was like, "You have 5 laps of fuel."
Oh, damn.
And I was like, "No." And then Chris.
That explains it.
Yeah. So I had to pay really early, and I had to pay twice for fuel. And then Chris Luckey, he just pitted. He didn't fuel enough. he was short by 1 lap. So he had the good strategy. I mean, he came out to be in second place at one point, and he was just short by just 1 lap, and he had to pit again. Other than that, Thomas did really well. He stayed clean, and he came in 8th, and Dean also stayed clean. And I want to introduce another driver. He's a test driver. His name is Cedric Fissat. He's French, and he finished 16.
Yeah, he was doing all right at the beginning with Cedric as well. He was battling with Richard and with Nick as they were coming through the field, and battling pretty. He was racing pretty hard, wasn't he, Alex?
Yeah, he was indeed. You need to make sure he gets his skin uploaded onto Trading Paints, because I didn't see it on there.
Right. Well, we don't have a skin yet for test drivers. He just came in first race today, but he's usually an oval. He races a lot on the French League in NASCAR, and he just asked us if he can test drive for us, and we were like, yeah, man, just hop in.
He's if I'm not mistaken, didn't he do some IndyCar racing last season as well? So
I'm sure I've raced him as well at some point. I think I raced him at Alton Park, possibly.
Yeah, pretty sure he was pretty useful in that.
Else,
so yeah, it's nice to see him get involved. I saw the name actually sign up a couple of weeks back for the league, so it was nice to see.
Yeah, it's awesome to see. And also we have coming maybe next season, Chris' brother, Richard Luckey, and he's also going to be a test driver for our team.
Oh, excellent.
Because tell us a little bit about Chris's brother as well, because he actually drives real, like it's some sort of, is it not dirt oval racing? Yeah. I'm not sure what it is.
Chris does?
Well, Chris is his crew chief basically.
Oh right.
Like a mechanic crew chief kind of guy. Yeah, I think the family owns a car, and they used to be running a lot in the summer, but they stopped a little bit just now. And but Richard is trying to get a wheel and a setup. Right now he's using just Chris every now and then, and trying to learn, the V8.
Oh well, that would be good to see. See if there gets a little bit of brotherly rivalry kick in when he gets up to speed. It'd be nice to see those two battling it out on track.
Well, that's it. He's not going to want to be beaten by his mechanic, is he? I don't think he might be a mechanic, but he is the season 1 champion.
Right.
That's the thing. Roma as well. It's really good to see that your team's expanding as well, because we want these constructors to be as strong as possible, and it's nice to see that you're recruiting and you've got some new members. Excellent.
Yeah. Definitely, Dean has been helping a lot, also recruiting and designing the skins, and Tom has been helping a lot to write, to keep up the Facebook page, and Chris is helping a lot with the setups and all the mechanic stuff. And I'm working on different things, but it's good to have other people that we can all distribute the work of the team evenly, and not one person just be burdened with all the work and not be able to practice. So it's awesome. So
unlucky for today's result, as in not putting the right race set on. But we look forward to seeing you back next week. Zolder, ever drove there before? What are you expecting?
No, I haven't drove there before. I haven't got the track yet, but I've heard it's fun. So
I think you'll enjoy it. You just be careful of going over the chicanes for incidents, because if you go too far over the curbs, you need to take the curbs to take the track quickly, but if you go too far over, you'll get an off track. So
okay,
just a heads up on that one, but it's a nice track. I think you'll like it.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to. And thank you guys, and thank you ARL, and I see that you guys have a new sponsor, and Pagnian Imports. Congratulations on the new signing, and yeah, you guys do a really good job, and I enjoy always watching UAC and Woody and all the work that Darren and Dean and everybody else and staff of ARL do. You guys are doing a great job, and I hope that we have big crowds like this, like 24, 25, 30 people. It's very enjoyable just to race, even though I came in last or almost last place, but it's just enjoyable, just enjoyable to have all these guys involved in the ARL League.
Yeah,
well,
no.
thank you.
Sorry,
Thanks
go
for
on,
that.
Woody.
And you know, we appreciate all the work that you've been doing with Lenovo as well, and getting that all out there. And yeah, I'm glad you came up for a chat, and we will catch you next week.
Sweet. Shout out to Lenovo and Proof of the Spirit. Thank you guys for supporting us, and I look forward to continue to represent you guys. And thank you so much again for the support.
Cheers, Roma. See you next week.
Cheers, Roma. Well done, mate.
Cheers, guys.
Right, Alex, I think that just about will do it for our coverage today. But,
yeah, fantastic
you know,
little
been
fantastic
terrific
show.
race.
So extremely close. I mean, I think the final positions do the race absolutely no justice as how close that was for about 85% of that race. So let's hope that we see more of the same at Zolder. It's a new track for a lot of drivers, so perhaps we will see the odd surprise trying to compete for a top 5.
Yep, indeed. And Zolder is going to be fun. I think there's going to be thrills and spills there. So it's a slightly shorter track. All those chicanes as well. It's going to be great.
Yeah, just give a little bit of a shout out again to the sponsors. So Sim News Daily, ARL, and Pagnian Imports. So we, really appreciate the support that those guys give us.
Yeah, that's it. And I'd like to give a shout out to yourself as well for being just being the best commentator every week and helping me through when I'm a bit blurry-eyed and tired. So thanks a lot for that, mate.
That's alright, ditto, same back, mate. So I look forward to next week at Zolder. If you're same place, same time, join us there. It's been the V8 Supercar series on ARL-Tv, and we'll see you next week.
Cheers, guys.
We've done that with iRacing. We're creating a new NASCAR sanctioned series, a new division of NASCAR that people from all over the world can compete in from their homes.
They're all just fans really wanting to know and to be able to get as close to the realism of driving a race car as possible. And there's nothing really that catches it quite like iRacing.
It can be a tool for guys that don't have a lot of experience at a track or don't, have never been somewhere. You can crash a lot. It doesn't hurt. Doesn't cost you a lot of money, and you can get an idea of what's going on before you ever get to the racetrack.